Hi everyone, my name is Isil Uysal Calvelli. I am a professional coach, co-founder of BeCoach Academy, host of Unique Careers, Unique Lives podcast, and the author of the upcoming book, The Gift of Being Unfulfilled at Work. As you can see, I am crazy about work. Well, I am crazy about the intersection of life and work. Today, I want to talk to you about the gift of being unfulfilled at work because it has changed my life. It has transformed who I am. Through that, I discovered what were my talents, what was life calling me to do. It was how I met coaching and made it my profession. It was also what made me move from Istanbul to Munich. You are here to listen to this talk. That makes me think that something about being unfulfilled at work spoke to you. If you are right now feeling unfulfilled at work, I want to start by saying congratulations, because you are embarking on a wonderful journey of self-discovery and life energy. I can hear you saying, it feels so difficult right now. Where is the wonderfulness of this? I know, when you are there, it feels really difficult. But as someone who has already experienced it, I can tell you there are lots of gifts awaiting you. I have counted, reflecting on my experience, 10 gifts. And today, because we have 20 minutes together, I'm going to share with you 3 of them. Before I tell you what these gifts are, I want to share how did all start for me. What brought me to this concept of work in the first place? Well, it started in the beginning, when I was about to graduate from university. The time was ticking and my graduation was coming to close. And I knew exactly what I wanted. What I wanted was freedom. I wanted my independence. I wanted to earn my own money. I was already living in a city that I loved, in Istanbul, this vibrant city, and I wanted to continue to be free. I was paying my rent with the scholarship I was getting. So if I didn't find a job very soon, that meant for me that I needed to go back to my parents' place in Izmir. I didn't want that. I applied for jobs, one after the other. I got rejections. I wanted to work in marketing, but as I was getting the rejections, I felt the panic inside of me. What if I don't get it? What if I need to go back? And while I was panicking, I heard from the friends that one company, an auditing company, who analyzes the financial statements, was hiring students from my university, which was a reputable university in Turkey. So I said, I will apply there. And as my friends suggested, I got the job. The beginning was wonderful. We were invited to an onboarding training in the south of Turkey in a 5-star resort, taking the training during the day and at night partying with young people coming from reputable universities, like-minded people. When this training ended, we came back, and there I discovered what my work was about. That wasn't what I was expecting. I discovered that my work was about sitting in front of the computer all day alone, typing numbers to an Excel sheet. The time that I got to talk with people, I had to go and ask the employees of the clients we were working for invoices, because we needed to check things for correctness. And the clients, knowing that we are looking for possible mistakes, were really uncomfortable. I recognizing they are uncomfortable was making me even more uncomfortable, which was making this situation completely unbearable. I was asserting all my power that I had to stay in the job and to do it as it was expected from me, but it was really, really hard. It was draining all my energy. So when I arrived home, I needed to fill up my tank immediately with chocolate, sweet, it got too sweet, salty chips, chocolate, chips, and of course, series. I watched all the series from the day I arrived home till nearly the morning. With this food and series watching, I was able to bring my energy to a manageable level so I could go to work the next day. But because I was like a zombie, it made it even more difficult for me to assert this willpower to do the job that I didn't like. And I could do it until this one day. One day, while I again recognized this uncomfortable face handing me the invoice, I felt tense all over my body. I thought I was going to collapse at that moment, but I managed to go to my desk, put the invoices, and I rushed to the bathroom. I closed myself in a stall and started crying. I couldn't stop myself crying, but in that moment, I recognized that this couldn't continue any longer. I needed help. And so I got it. I took an appointment from a psychiatrist, went to her, and one question she asked me changed everything. She said, "How are you?" I started speaking, crying, and it was as if a dark sea flew out of me. And in this sea, I could see what made me unfulfilled, what made me so sad and upset. I discovered what was important to me. Why did it take so long for me to see that? Well, because we are so unaware of who we are. We know so little of ourselves. It feels as if we are covered by a certain cloth, and the only visible things are what we see and what we know about us. So in my case, it was I cared for freedom. I wanted to have my own place and own money. That was the only important thing I know about myself. But this experience hurt me. Ouch. And through this hurt, I discovered there was something else that was important to me. That is the first gift of being unfulfilled at work. It is the self-awareness. And this self-awareness comes to us in 3 steps. The first step is ouch, feeling of the hurt, this unbearable pain that I experienced, this unfulfillment. Then comes the curiosity. After I discovered that this was giving me pain, I could ask myself the question, what is it that I don't want? And what would I want instead? I didn't want to sit in front of the computer all day, type numbers. I wanted to be with people. I didn't want to have a job about correctness and processes. I wanted to be creative and give my unique contribution to my team and the work that I was doing. I didn't want to make people uncomfortable. I wanted to help people, make them feel better. And that brings me to the third stage, which is the discovery. I discovered through this curiosity that I was a creative person and I needed to be creative. I couldn't work alone in front of the computer about numbers. My work needed to be with people, thinking, acting together. And I was a people's person. I really wanted my work to contribute to the people I work with and other people in the world. That is the process of transforming the unfulfillment into the gift of self-awareness. And it comes in 3 stages. Ouch, feeling the hurt, the curiosity, and the discovery. Well, this journey, the discovery, doesn't just stay on its own. You put this discovery into practice. I was very afraid that if I was going to apply for another job, it was 4 months I have been in this job. People would think that I can never hold on to anything. They wouldn't hire me. Well, on the contrary, they were really convinced about me because I was, with this clarity about who I am and what I wanted, was exuding confidence. And that convinced people, and that made them want to work with me. Soon enough, I got my first job and transitioned to a work that I really enjoyed doing. But by time, I again feel unfulfillment. It happens over and over again. But it's about this openness, knowing that whatever you feel is an invitation to self-discovery, helps you grow and become and learn, which gives you this feeling of aliveness, your presence in this life. That's why I told you that I am obsessed about work and life, because they are so interconnected. This awareness, self-awareness, is only possible when you can be with the emotions. And that is the second gift of being unfulfilled at work. Being with your emotions. Our tendency is, when we feel something negative, we want to escape. We want to escape to either hide, or we want to escape to something that we know, like I did, that will give us some fulfillment, like chocolate and chips and cereals, or it can be going back to a previous thing that you have experienced. To be able to make a transition to something fulfilling requires you to be with, to see, and to ask these questions. It requires time. And this time you can give yourself only by being with your emotions. And that's what you are practicing going through the unfulfillment at work. It doesn't happen just like this. It is a constant practice. But the more you practice, the more you are getting out of life. And you are also giving more to the life, because you are discovering new part of yourself which you are including in your experience. That is also benefiting other people. And the third gift of being unfulfilled at work is the assertion. I stayed in one of my jobs a bit longer than I could, because even though I recognized that I wasn't feeling fulfilled, I wasn't able to express this. Thinking about this also in my first job that I shared with you, I was thinking there were probably some opportunity to make this work for me a bit more fulfilling. If only I brought up to my manager, to my team members, what was important to me, what I didn't want it. I could stay in dialogue with them. I could invite them to think with me. I could request help with my needs. I could have designed it, co-created it together, but that required me to speak up. When I was hit, not just to fall down, but to come back and bring it into dialogue. And that is assertion. I was thinking being assertive was something you are. You either are assertive or you are not. That's not true. It's a muscle that we develop every time we recognize our own truth and share it with others. Share it with ourselves. When we honor our values, then we are practicing being assertive. We have talked about different gifts of being unfulfilled. We have talked about being the self-awareness that we get. We have talked about the assertiveness. We have talked about the ability to be with emotions. And there are lots of other gifts. There are 7 other gifts which I wrote a book about, and I will be happy to tell you more about it in the Q&A session. If you have time, you can join after this talk, and you can always reach out to me. Whatever is happening, where are you in your journey? Remember that it starts with this feeling. It starts with feeling the pain, our 3-step, the ouch. And then stay with that feeling and ask yourself, what does it tell to me? What do I want instead? What don't I want? What do I want instead? And sometimes you need to stay a bit longer with the question so that the answers can emerge. And in this place, you are finding who you are and what is important to you. And that makes this journey so enriching because every experience is helping you become who you are called to become in this world. And your biggest work is to become your full self. Because when you are your full self and you contribute from who you are to the world, to others, then you are doing the work you love and doing the work who you are called to work and what to do in this world. I want to congratulate you for stepping in this journey. If you stay a bit longer with me, I will be answering all your questions if you have any, or tell you more about the gifts of being unfulfilled at work. Otherwise, you are very, very welcome to write to me, to visit me. And I really encourage you to start into this journey from the place of feeling, asking, and discovering. And for this, I created a little gift, a worksheet for you, which you can find in this link. I hope it's readable to you. That you can download it and work with it, and you can reach to me anytime. Be in your journey, stay in your journey, honor yourself, honor your life. You are unique and you are needed in this world. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself and talk to you soon.